Between two breaths, there is space. Between two thoughts, there is silence. Between two heartbeats, there is stillness. Most people never notice these spaces, yet everything in life arises from them. Ancient yogis did not search for truth in movement, they searched for it in the pause because they discovered something extraordinary. Awareness reveals itself only in gaps. In this video, we will explore the 7 secret gaps hidden in breath, thought, emotion, senses, time, heartbeat, and identity itself. Not as philosophy, but as living doorways to meditation, presence, and freedom. This is not a technique to practice, it is a discovery to notice. If you are willing to slow down, to listen beyond words, and to rest in what is already here, stay with me because the gap you have been searching for is not somewhere else. It is happening right now here. The secret to awareness is hidden in the pause you keep missing. Between two breaths, your true self is already present. What exists between nothing moves. Ancient yogis discovered truth in the gaps, not in action. You don't need more techniques, only to notice the space. If you listen carefully, you will notice life is not continuous. In breaths, pauses, and breaths again. In that pause, something eternal is waiting to be recognized. The secret gaps where awareness reveals itself. Between two breaths, the hidden door to awareness. Ancient yogis discovered truth in the gaps. What exists in the pause, the yoga secret nobody explains. The space you keep missing is the key to enlightenment. The gap between the two thoughts where meditation truly happens. The silence between breath is not empty. Here is why. 7 secret gaps that reveal pure awareness. The stillness hidden between heartbeats. Why awareness appears only when everything stops. What happens in the gap between two breaths? Why do yogis focus on pause, not the breath? Can the space between thoughts awaken you? What is the gap everyone talks about in meditation? Why silence is more powerful than any technique? The hidden paths that unlock awareness, advanced yoga. The forgotten yoga secret hidden in every breath. Why enlightenment happens in gap, not in practice. The one space where ego cannot survive. This pause ends seeking advanced awareness teaching. Between two breaths, freedom exists. Notice this gap once everything changes. The pause that ends thought. Silence is the teacher. The gap is the guru. The gap that reveals pure awareness. Between two breaths, the hidden door to awareness. The space between thoughts is the key. Why enlightenment happens in the gap. The stillness you have been missing all along. The secret of the gaps in the breaths. There are natural gaps in every breath cycle. The gap after inhalation, antar kumbhaka, internal pause. The gap after exhalation, bahya kumbhaka, external pause. These gaps happen naturally even if you never practice pranayama. The biggest secret is breaths move because mind moves. When breath stops naturally, mind stops too. When mind stops, awareness reveals itself. The gap is not empty, it is pure consciousness. Why the gap is more important than breath? Inhalation, taking in, exhalation, letting go. Gap, neither taking nor letting go. In the gap, no effort, no control, no doer, no thinker. This is why ego cannot survive here. What rarely happens in the gap? When the gap appears naturally, thoughts pause, time disappears, identity loosens, awareness becomes self evident. This is why deep meditators report timelessness. Enlightened beings breathe very subtly. Fear disappears temporarily in silence. Then, why most people never notice this gap? Because breath is fast, mind is restless, attention is external. The gap exists, but it is too subtle for an unconscious mind. Yoga and pranayama slow the breath so the gap becomes visible. Gap after inhalation, antarkumbha. The nature of this gap, fullness, energy, expansion, alert stillness. Secret here is this gap reveals clarity and presence. But if forced, it creates anxiety, pressure, ego effort. Yogis never force this gap. Gap after exhalation, bahya kumbhaka. This is the deepest secret. Nature of this gap, emptiness, surrender, dissolution, effortless silence. Why is it powerful? Ego is built on holding. This gap is pure letting go. Many enlightened experiences happen here, not during inhalation. Why the gap feels scary at first? Because the gap feels like nothing. Ego equates nothing with death. That fear is psychological, not physical. If you observe without escaping, fear dissolves, awareness stabilizes. Breath, gap, and death fear. The fear of the gap is fear of death. The acceptance of the gap is freedom from death fear. This is why yogis say, learn to rest in the gap, and death loses power. The gap is not created, it is discovered. Important warning, never try to hold the breath forcefully. True gap happens on its own. It is effortless, feels natural, comes with exhalation. Forced kumbhaka strengthens ego. Natural gap dissolves ego. Why meditation deepens through breath gap? When attention rests gently, breath slows, gap widens, mind fits, awareness becomes foreground. This is dhyana, not technique. What scriptures hint but don't explain. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, meditation between two breaths. Upanishads, silence between sounds. Patanjali, cessation of fluctuations. Shiva Sutras, awareness in stillness, all points to the same truth. The gap is the doorway. Why enlightenment is found in the gap? Because enlightenment is not an experience, it is the absence of disturbance. The gap is not created, not practiced, not achieved, it is remembered. Practical safe pointers, not technique. Just this. Sit quietly. Don't change breath. Simply notice. When a gap appears, don't label it. Stay relaxed. That's enough. The final truth about the gap. Between two breaths, you are not a body, not a mind, not a seeker. You are simply aware. Yoga begins here. Meditation matures here. Enlightenment reveals itself here. What is the secret between the gaps, space between two thoughts, two breaths, two heartbeats? This is the deepest and most guarded truths of yoga, meditation, and enlightenment. All authentic spiritual traditions point to this same secret but rarely explain it differently. I will explain clearly, experientially, and safely, not philosophically. The core secret is the gap is not an absence, it is the presence of pure awareness. Everything moves, the gap does not. That is why truth hides there.